Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Renewable Home Foundation Championship 300 here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. We are deciding who is champion tonight. We're going to have a nice little race. I'm Zach Wetstein. I'm here with Sam Wetstein. How you doing, Sam?
Doing great. Ready for some great racing tonight.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's championship deciding Saturday for these drivers on track. They are currently, I believe, about to begin, or they are qualifying. So we're going to go ahead and show you guys your track info real quick. A mile and a half, 72 degrees on track right now, 72 degrees in the air, 55% humidity, a nice night to go racing at Charlotte. And now we're going to go ahead and pull up your championship standings. As you see, Mike Uribe currently leading by 1 point in the championship standings over Matthias Swank, who has 180 points. So if Mike Uribe is able to win this race, he secures the championship at Charlotte Motor Speedway. But a lot can happen. It's a long race, 300 miles, 200 laps. It's going to be a long one tonight.
We call him Magic Mike, and he's pulled off the magic here. He's leading the points, and Mr. Swank is not with us tonight, so we're looking at a battle between first and third. And I think the top five all have a chance. I'm not really sure on the points there.
So yeah, I'll lead off the championship standings for now. Mike Uribe again leading 181 points. Matthias Swank in second. Brandon Wallace in third with 173 points, so 8 points behind your leader. Zachary Wilson with 166 points, so he's still in it. 15 points behind though, and from fifth on back, Joel Kilburn, Justin Engel, David Garino, Douglas Wolcott, Michael Swink, and Elliot Longenecker. That's your top 10 in points. There is more in the points, but I thought it would be better just to show you guys the top 10 because really only the top 4 or 5 maybe really have a chance at the championship tonight. So about fifth on back, Joel Kilburn and back, it's a tough task. You know, he's 30 points behind, and then it only gets further down. So it's going to be a tough task for them to get the championship tonight. So we're mainly looking at maybe that top three, top four, and we're going to see who can pull it out tonight.
I believe we're in a point system where there's 45 points rewarded to the winner, and then it decreases by a point for every position. I believe that's the way it goes. So could be somebody pull it out tonight.
Yeah, the top two in the points. If either of them win, Mike Uribe or Matthias Swank, they will lock up the championship, I believe. Yeah, I mean, he would, because if
Yeah.
Matthias Swank wins, he gets 5 extra points than Mike Uribe, and that would put him 4 points ahead. So for Mike Uribe and Matthias Swank, I mean, you know, they want to win the championship however they can, whether it's point or whether it's finishing enough ahead of the other guy. But if either of them two can win the race and just lock it up, they want to. This is it's a point system. It's not a playoff format like the real life NASCAR where four drivers comes down to four drivers in the last race. It possibly can come down to four drivers tonight, but it's not just finishing ahead of the other drivers. It's actually who's leading in the points afterwards. So yeah, those top two definitely looking to secure the win. But for now, we're going to go ahead and show you what these guys can win tonight by finishing in the top three positions. As you see, the first position gets $50 and a t-shirt from Wicked Wolf Motorsports. Second place will win $30 and third place will win $15. Donations by Renewable Home Foundation, our sponsor for this race. Save now, save tomorrow. Wicked Wolf Motorsports, Magic Mike Uribe, and Matt Geis, all donations so that these guys can take home a little bit of money if they finish top three. So thank you to all of you who donated there on the screen for this to happen for these guys. It's going to be.
Yes. Thank you guys very much. And I know $50 is not much, but when you throw $50 in front of a racer, it's like he's going for a million.
Hey, so not only could you win a championship tonight, you could win $50.
Hey,
So,
little
I
beer
mean,
money.
yeah. So, I mean, even if you don't win the championship, I mean, that $50 is pretty enticing. So, yeah, again, thank you to those guys, and thank you to our sponsor for this race, Renewable Home Foundation, for sponsoring this championship race from Charlotte Motor Speedway. 300 miles once again. They were trying to decide the last couple weeks whether to run the full 600 or the 300, and they finally settled on the 300. I appreciate that very much. So still a long race. A lot can happen in 300 miles. That is still a lengthy race for these guys. So gonna have to be consistent, and we're gonna hopefully see that tonight. I mean, hopefully we see this week what we saw last week, a lot of green flag laps. We're gonna go ahead and also pull up broadcast presented by Intensity Broadcasting and here on Rebels Racing Network. You can find both of those on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. Sunday Night Truck Series is brought to you by Intensity Broadcasting. Those start at 10 o'clock. The Extreme Xfinity Series starts at 9 o'clock on Friday nights. Saturday Night Send It Cup Series tonight. This is the last race. We are naming a champion. This series will start back up December 15th, I believe. So a little bit of a break, and this series will come back. And then the Tuesday Night Dirt Invader Series, which starts up December 1st, brought to you by Rebels Racing Network. Again on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. Sorry, were you going to say something earlier?
Yeah, we have 19 drivers here tonight, and old Mr. Hubbard decided to sit back and wait till 18 of them went out there and qualified, and then he went out and took the pole.
Yeah, we have, looks like 19 drivers have qualified so far. We have 23 in the session. 3 minutes left of qualifying. And we are, patiently waiting. Now those 4 drivers, Matt Geis, Rich Yeoman, Jason Warren, and Josh Oakenvitz, yet to qualify. But as you see there on your screen, like you mentioned, Fry Hubbard so far with the pole position, about half a tenth ahead of Elliott Longenecker in that 5 car. So definitely pay attention. We're going to try to keep you guys on track of where these guys are in the championship hunt position-wise and what it's looking like for them early on. Obviously, early on, since there are no stages in this, this league, and it's not just the top 4 and who finishes ahead first. Early on in the race, where you're positioned, maybe not being too important. It's about being consistent and making it to the end of the race so that you can finish ahead of the other guy as far as you can to get that many more points.
Sorry, I was a little bit distracted. I was trying to turn off the radio chatter. I was listening to the to the drivers meeting there, and these guys are excited to get ready to get going.
I'm excited to watch. I mentioned last week we had a great race at Homestead, right? And we were at Homestead last week for the Cup Series, and these guys had a lot of green flag laps, and I think we're going to see that again tonight. Charlotte recently redone a little bit with, the road course being involved, and they brought in the wall a little bit on exit out of turn 4. So the track isn't entirely different than it used to be, but it is a little bit. So the car can get pretty loose, and you can lose the back end on exit. So these guys are going to have to be careful. And we're going to have to, we mentioned it last week and it didn't really happen, but we have to mention it again. Really look out for the single car spins with how loose this car is, this package is. These Cup cars are so loose when you get on the throttle on exit. So I think these guys will be able to handle it, but look out for that.
I ran a few laps earlier, and yes, the exits turn 2 and 4 just sneak up on you. Your rear end will just slide away from you.
So
you think you got it nailed, you gas on it, and the next thing you know, you're sideways.
Yeah, it can really sneak up on you. So keep an eye on maybe some of those back ends of those cars wiggling a little bit all night. And we have how much longer in qualifying? Oh, looks like we're about to be done. 4 seconds. So qualifying is about to be over. We're going to go ahead and bring you guys the grid. Once it pulls up. There we go.
23 cars.
I'll do the first 15, and I'll let you take the rest if you'd like.
Alrighty.
So, first of all, Fry Hubbard getting the pole to 28.829. And a close second, Elliott Longnecker. Third place, Justin Engel. Qualifying fourth, Kieran Church. And rounding out the top 5, Jeff Paisley. In sixth, David Garino. Seventh, Doug Wolcott. Qualifying eighth, Josh Oswald. Tim Skillman in the ninth position. And rounding out the top 10, Michael Swink. I need to advance this real quick. In the 11th position, Mickey Isaac. In the 12th position, Brandon Wallace. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of trouble with my iRacing live timing. Gonna advance this.
13th, we have Philip Manzo. 14th, Kevin Rockwell. 15th, Joaquin Meza. And 16th spot, your points leader, Magic Mike Arebe. 17th, Bobby Rusk. 18th, Alex Veith. 19th, Brian Rupert. 20th, Josh Lokenbitz. 21, our glorious leader, Matt Geis. 22nd, Rich Yeoman. And 23rd, and rounding out the field, Jason Warren.
Yeah, shout out to Matt Geis. He runs an incredible league here in the Rebels Racing League. And, I mean, it started out as a truck series and has expanded further than he could have ever imagined. So, hey, he runs a great league. He stays on top of it, and we have a lot of great series in this league. If you are interested in joining any of our series, right now the Xfinity and Truck series are locked up. No more recruiting for now for those series. But if you are interested, this Cup series, which will again start up back in December, I think December 15th.
Yeah, that's right.
So you can contact about that, or the Tuesday Night Dirt Invader series that is also open to recruiting, and then the sister league for this league is the Thunderstruck Super Series, and they are also recruiting. So if you are interested, make sure to look up either Original Rebels Racing League on iRacing, or look up Thunderstruck Super Series on iRacing, and sign up there, and then we'll eventually get you in the Discord.
We got a lot of great racing going on. We got a lot of great guys in the league. We got people at the top that are interested in making it fun for everybody and competitive at the same time. If you feel like you're not competitive, you can't race with people, you can race here. We got people that are fast, but they're not jerks. They will talk to you. They'll tell you how to get better, and they will help you out. It's a lot of fun. A lot of great guys at the top all the way down to the bottom.
And we are getting set to go 200 laps here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, as we're going to see that Mustang pull off here in a little while out of turn 4. Again, Fry Hubbard leading the pack to the green tonight, and we're going to see how long he can stay up there. As the pace car is about to roll off. Anytime now. There we go. These guys get ready to go 200 laps here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Fry Hubbard is off. The green flag is out, and we are racing. A little bit of a stack up in the back, but we are racing here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Going into turn 1, side by side for the second position. Looks like the 88 of Justin Engel going to be able to hold on to that spot for now.
Yeah, looks like we've stretched it out. People got it under control. It's a great start.
Yeah, now side by side for third out, Longnecker and Jeff Paisley. Paisley looking to make a pass on the inside there.
And he gets it. And I look for Hubbard and Engel to fight tonight. And that Longnecker, he'll sneak up on you.
Yeah, and here comes the 7 of Jeff Paisley for that second position already. So he's moving up, and he's moving up quick.
This is a long race tonight. I imagine we're going to find guys getting settled in here within the next couple of laps, and hopefully saving some tires, because if not, we're going to have some yellows.
Yeah, we have a lot of battling going back on here for the 12th position on back, side by side, 2 rows deep. Starting with the 15 of Kevin Rockwell. He's going to be able to clear Philip Manzo. And in the wall, the 48, and he's wrecking. Brian Rupert on the inside wall, and he's stuck. He's going to have to he's going to have to get a tow back to the pits, unfortunately. Because we're going to go back and
that's unfortunate for him.
Find out what happened here to him.
Are we still green?
Are we?
Yes.
Oh, we are green. As you see there, the wreck with Rockwell, and that's going to, or Rupert, sorry, and that's going to, that's unfortunate because we stay green and he has to get a tow. So.
Yeah, that's a night for him.
As we're going back to the lead here, Fry Hubbard, he has some attention from Engel in that 88.
Justin is a fast driver, and I believe he'll get him out of 2.
Here he goes. He's going to go to the inside, and he's going to get it, like you said, out of turn 2. Fry Hubbard giving up that spot pretty easily. Doesn't want to get into any tight battling just yet. Only 5 laps into this race, and looks like maybe he's starting to save his tires a little bit.
Fry's the kind of guy that if you come up on him like that, he's going to move over, let you go by, and then he'll follow you around for a while. When it counts, though, you can count on him going towards back towards the front.
Yeah, as you see, it's about a 5-car breakaway from the rest of the pack here. We still have some... we went away from the back because of that wreck, but we still have some nice battling going on back here. Kind of the 11th position back, or 12th position still. Kevin Rockwell leading that little pack there, but side by side, Philip Manzo and Brandon Wallace. Brandon Wallace on that outside now, side by side with Bobby Rusk. Going to lose a couple of positions there, maybe one more to Josh Lokenvents, and if he does, hopefully he'll be able to settle in after that, as he is in, the points race. So looking for him to, or I don't know if he's actually. Speaking of the points race, though, we're gonna. Oh, and we're wrecking the 67. Bobby Rusk, and that should. He is slow on the track, but that's not going to bring out a caution.
No, we stay green.
2 wrecks, no cautions just yet. They were able to keep it straight or keep it off the track, so nothing happening there. But Mike Uribe, your points leader going into tonight, currently in, where is Mike trying to find him? 17th position right now, 1 position back from where he qualified in the 16th spot. And our second place driver in the point standings, which is Matthias Swank. He is currently in the... Oh, I can't find him.
Matthias is not with us this evening.
Oh, he's not in the race. Oh, I forgot. I forgot he wasn't able to make it. That's right.
Michael Swink is here, but Matthias is not.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I forgot he wasn't going to be able to make it tonight. Sorry about that, guys. So yeah, Brandon Wallace, who's in the third position in the point standings, currently 8 points back from that championship spot, is only 1 spot ahead of Mike Uribe right now. So he's still 7 points down as we race. So obviously a lot of laps to go, and he has time to make up those spots, and he has to make up at least 7 of them.
And don't look now, 22 and the 68 get together on the front stretch.
Oh, yeah, we're wrecking. Big wreck. We're going to go check out what happened there for sure.
That was all started by 22 and the 68 getting together, coming out of 4.
Yep, we're getting a view of that now. Oh, looks like he just came down into the 22 there, Garino, and causes the first caution of the night. So we're going to go back live now.
We had some guys get caught up in the aftermath.
Yeah, no fast repairs in this series, so once you get damage that gets you out of the race, you're done. So some of those guys, unfortunately, going to be out of this race now. As you see, Fry Hubbard, your leader currently. He did start off in the pole, so able to maintain that spot, I think. he took it back from Justin Engel while we were looking at the points leaders.
Oh my God, he did. And we got takers coming to the pits.
Yeah, we're going to see everybody pit here. I'm pretty sure we have unlimited tires, so every time these guys have even a little bit of a run to put laps on these tires, we're going to see them pit. So we have a little bit of a stack up on the entry. Fry Hubbard, with that pole spot, gets him that first spot on pit road, and you see that yellow line right in front of him. That's the scoring line. So all he has to do is just mash on the gas a little bit, and he's there.
And he gets it. And Engel comes out second.
A lot of mayhem. Some drivers going into their pit stalls and some coming out. Nobody makes contact. It's just, we did see a driver overdrive his pit stall by a lot, as you see him backing up there.
I'm not sure if there's a penalty for backing up through 3 pit stalls there.
Unless they enforce it, there isn't in iRacing. I mean, you'll eventually get a black flag for, backing up for too long. But I think I've made a mistake and backed up further than he did, so I think he's good. Looks like we did have somebody stay out, Joaquin Meza. We'll see if he pits this time, or if he really is staying out on a pit strategy.
He might just. I've seen guys do strangers. No, he's going to go.
Yeah, he's going down the pit road there.
I think he was in the back of the pack, and I think he wanted to avoid all the stack up on pit road and just come in by himself.
Yeah, as we see him there in pit road. And we are going to see the light still in the pace car, so at least one more or 2 more pace laps. As you see, 3 people in pit road right now.
We had a few takers that didn't qualify, and these guys like the long race like this, just hang out in the back, let everything sort itself out, and then make their run up about 3/4 of the way through from the end of the race. I can't speak this evening. What is it?
Yeah, I personally have done a couple of Coke 600s, and even half a Coke 600. It's pretty daunting. It's still 300 miles. That's still a long race. There's some races in real life that are that short, or not short, but usually you see 400 or 500 mile races. But I think there is a race or two that is only about 320 miles long. So these guys doing close to some of the shorter races in NASCAR just shows you what those NASCAR guys really go through doing 500 mile races, 400 mile races. It's really insane what they do.
Well, I'm sure they've got a lot better chair than my computer chair, too.
Yeah, a lot hotter of a chair, though, that's for sure.
A lot hotter, too, yeah. Yeah, I think we're going to line them up this time and come around to the green flag next time around.
Yeah, I believe so, too. As the lights on the pace car are off now, and these guys are ready to go back to racing. Here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, once again crowning a champion tonight. Currently, your points leader, Magic Mike Uribe, back there in the 12th position right now. Maybe 11th. It's kind of fluctuating as these guys are lined up, but he is lined up on the outside there, so he will restart 12th. I mean, that's good for him because if you look for Brandon Wallace, who is restarting right in front of him, those two are, Brandon Wallace wants to get away from Mike Uribe in this race, and he does not want to see Mike Uribe get in that top 10, because if Mike can at least get up to that 7th spot, unless Brandon Wallace wins, there's not much Brandon can do.
No.
So.
And we have Josh Lokenbitz up there and not restarting 9th, and he qualified 20th. So he's made a heck of a move up to the front.
As we're getting ready to go green once again. Pace car's off. Fry Hubbard once again leading the pack to the green flag, and he's holding them just as long as he did last time. The green flag is out, and a little bit of a stack up again. Fry Hubbard, see if he can get clear going into turn 1. Looks like he is. He's going to keep the lead through 1 and 2, and now Justin Engel has to worry about that 5-car Elliott Longenecker.
Yeah, it looked like Hubbard and Engel got about the same kind of restart there, and I think Engel got pinched on the outside. Didn't have much getting through that corner that way.
Yeah, as we're going to see Justin Engel fall back to that 3rd spot.
Longenecker was fast in practice and, of course, qualified 2nd, so I think he might have a little something for Hubbard. They were only about, I think, 2/100ths of a second apart in qualifying. Engel falling back to 5th.
Is Zach Wilson in this race either? I don't see him.
No, he is not.
So really, I mean, with 2 of the drivers in the top 4 being out of this race, I mean, it kind of comes down to Brandon Wallace and Mike Uribe, because, you know, Joel Kilburn, I mean, is he in this race?
Kilborn is not with us this evening.
So yeah, it really just comes down to those 2, Mike Uribe and Brandon Wallace. But right now, looking at the lead, it's coming down to Fry Hubbard and Elliott Longenecker right now. Only 20 laps in. See how aggressive these drivers are. See how aggressive Fry Hubbard is in keeping the lead over Longenecker.
This might also be a case where Longenecker's content to just follow him around for a while, too.
Yeah, it's all about throttle input here in terms of how to save tires, because, I mean, maybe until you get late into a fuel run, I mean, you're not going to have to use any brake here at Charlotte in these cars. And so it's all about how much gas you use to set up your corner, whether you let off pretty early or if you dive it in there a little bit. So we're going to see how these guys do in saving their tires. We're going to, in fact, go on board with our leader here, see what kind of throttle he uses. Oh, caution's out. See if we can find who that's for. Philip Manzo's in the pits, but I'm not sure if that was him or not.
The 67.
Bobby Rust, yeah,
Bobby
he's
Rust.
still spun around.
He's spun again. And looks like he might need another tow.
Ooh. Looked like somebody was spinning in front of him. Yeah. Someone was spinning. I can't tell who it was. We're going to try to find out who that is. See if you can. Either the 28 of... Who is the 28? 28, Tim Skillman. We're going to see what happened to him to spin, because he was the reason that there was the caution. So we're going to see what happens to the 28. Oh, gets turned around.
Oh, he just comes down on 13 and around he goes.
Yeah, 13 of Alex Veith and him make contact, and big damage to both of those cars involved in that wreck. Go back live here.
Veith was running, or is currently running, 4th.
Don't think we had anybody pit, which we probably wouldn't, just because didn't have many green flag laps there. We see some people on the scoring there in the pit roads. Looks like Kieran Church, David Garino, Magic Mike in the pits, and of course Bobby Rusk involved in that wreck. Also, Longenecker, I don't know what happened to him, but he was in the 2nd position right behind Fry Hubbard, and now he's all the way back in 9th. Did he just pit? Let's see if he pit. We're going to pull that up. Pit lap.
Wow.
Yeah, he pit on lap 21, so he pit from that second spot.
Maybe he thought more would come with him.
Yeah, only a couple laps on those tires. Maybe thinking if he's able to get, if we're able to get on the longer run, maybe those couple extra laps will benefit him as he loses really only 5 positions. He can gain that back with the speed he's had, so we'll see on this restart what he's able to do.
I don't know. That's. I think I would have done whatever the leader was going to do.
Yeah, it's all about that's a part of racing is pit strategy and what one person does and what the other does, and see who it works out best for. So
another angle on that is maybe a lot of our races tend to find a long green flag run where you got to get some green flag pit stops in, and maybe he thinks a few extra laps of fuel might benefit him. In case get some green flag pit stops going and a caution comes out and he's still out on the track. Like you said, he didn't lose much and he's fast and there's a long race to go, so maybe he's just playing a little different strategy than everybody else and trying his own thing.
Yeah, we're going to find out how that works out for him, as it looks like we're a little bit spread out from the pace car, it looks like, Fry Hubbard. Looks like
Fry's
we're
a
going to
firm believer, and you do not have to be up on the pace car.
Yep, we're going to get the one to go this time by, and we're about to go back to racing here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. 24 laps into this 200-lap race. 2 cautions so far, and we're going to see if they're able to keep it green a little bit longer this time around. Once again, Fry Hubbard leading the pack to the green. Doug Wolcott, though, in that second spot. We're going to see what he has on these restarts, starting on that outside row on the front row.
Now, we're only 24 laps in, and another fast car, Justin Engel, he went back to 10th. Did he pit on that last stop?
Justin Engel, let's find out when
Yes, he did. I've got the top 5 had stayed out, and everybody behind him pit.
Yep, Skillman you see there in the 5th position, pit on lap 12, and as you mentioned, Justin Engel back here, pit on lap 21. Yeah, so top 5 stayed out, and the rest pit. So, I mean, in theory, kind of a lot of people did follow Elliott down the pit road. So you see a lot of people last pit on lap 21.
That's a 9-lap difference on a long green flag run. Could make a big difference.
As let's see if Fry Hubbard once again holds everybody back, but nope, an early start this time, and a good one.
Go.
Yeah, a good one. He's going to separate himself from that 72 of Doug Wolcott pretty well. Everybody's strung out here in the top 7 or so. You kind of got to go back here to the 10th position where we have any battling going on, but kind of already single filed out. As you see, Mike Uribe, your points leader, back here in the 11th position, racing Mickey Isaac. He's going to be able to keep that position.
Something going on with the 28 car. He's hit the wall twice already. He had a bad restart and almost got run over on that restart. He looks like he's almost about ready to come to a stop on the front stretch, but he keeps her going.
Yes, he does. As you see, your leader, Fry Hubbard, pretty good distance over second place now, about a half a second over Doug Wolcott right now. But Doug Wolcott, he has a lot of traffic behind him. That 15 car of Kevin Rockwell now getting passed by the 7 of Jeff Paisley. Forced it a little bit there, and he's going to be able to take that spot away, and that cost Kevin Rockwell another spot to Josh Oswald.
Got to watch out for Josh. He's a quick driver.
As, yeah, now the 28 of Tim Skillman down the pit road in that 17th position. Going to go a lap down at least. And a battle for second may be brewing here, but as you see, we have a nice little, like, you know, 6 or 7 car pack. Yeah, Justin Engel, last pit on lap 21, that last caution. Starting to roar through the field along with Elliott Longenecker right behind him. Looking to make a pass on the inside of Josh Oswald for that 4th position. It looks like he's going to make it happen. As now Josh Oswald disappears there for a second, but side by side now with Elliott Longenecker.
And he disappeared for a second.
Yeah, a little bit of latency issues, it looks like, for these guys tonight. Something you got to deal with on iRacing sometimes, unfortunately.
Would you imagine driving in a Coca-Cola 600 right behind Dale Earnhardt Jr. and he disappears?
Yeah, not knowing where he's going to reappear as well.
Oh, don't look now, but here comes the 88 and the 7.
Yeah, these two really just, I mean, I don't know if it's the couple laps of, you know, fresher tires or he's just playing fast, but he is just cutting through them like a knife through butter right now. It's nothing for Justin Engel right now. As he is going to...
Who's going to lose 2 spots.
Yep. Justin Engel going to take over that 2nd spot, and now we're going to see what he has maybe for the leader. And in 3rd, Jeff Paisley.
I think by the time we get back to the start-finish line, the next time around, these two will have either caught or passed Bry Hubbard. They are on a rocket.
Jeff Paisley looking to the inside of Justin Engel now. And he's going to be able to maybe take that spot away. Not just yet. Justin Engel not giving it up.
Off of 2.
Not giving it up easily.
Wow. That was an excellent run off of 2. I don't know how he did that. Either that or the 7 car got a little loose down there low on turn 2. That can happen.
Yeah, it will definitely get loose on you here. Especially in these cars. It is just, they can get wicked loose sometimes. And yeah, maybe Jeff Paisley just needed to regroup a little bit there. But while he's trying to regroup, Elliott Longenecker right behind him in that 5 Hendricks car, that Hendricks paint scheme. I believe that's William Byron's paint scheme. I can't remember what track, but nice looking paint scheme, and he's looking to take advantage if Jeff Paisley makes another mistake.
Oh, Fry's got to be looking in his mirror at all 3 of these cars going, I got to get out of here.
Yeah, only a half a second lead. And these guys are kind of battling and still catching him, so we're going to see what happens in the next couple laps if they're able to catch him. Jeff Paisley, another shot at taking that spot away, but he's not able to make the bottom stick. In the wall, the 5.
The wall.
Elliott Longenecker in the wall, and he's going to have a lot of right side damage.
That 88 is loving that outside line.
Yeah, Jeff Paisley just not able to make it stick underneath Justin Engel right now when trying to pass him.
I'm not sure what you get here as far as the draft, but I think right now I would stick behind him and get by Hubbard and then worry about passing.
Yeah, as these two are quickly catching our leader. And now to the outside, Jeff Paisley.
Oh, look at that outside run.
Oh, he's close to that wall. I got scared there for a second. And on exit, he's going to be able to take that second spot away and now set his eyes on Fry Hubbard for that lead spot. He is looking fast.
I think Engel might have got a little excited about him going that high and backed it out so not to catch him coming down the track when he wrecked.
Yeah, it looks like that inside is really loose when you're side by side. I mean, it's loose anyways, but when you're side by side and they're affecting your air a little bit, maybe it seems like it loosens that car up just that much more.
It must be. And Paisley's catching up with Hubbard now, and Engel has dropped back a little bit. Maybe Put a little wear in them tires, and he's decided to settle down a little bit.
Well, tonight we're going to try to keep it even between, talking about our championship guys and keeping it on, all the other action on track. So we're going to go back to Mike Uribe real quick in that 14th position right in front of him, Brandon Wallace. These two have been, a position away from each other about this entire race. Brandon Wallace has a sizable lead over Mike Uribe, but that one spot's not going to do it for him.
No, all Mike has to do is keep his bumper in sight.
We're going to go back to the lead now here with Fry Hubbard and Jeff Paisley, and Justin Engel starting to re-enter into this battle. As down to the inside, Fry Hubbard's going to cut off his line. Doesn't look like it worked, though, as Jeff Paisley, an incredible run off the run.
Yes,
not going to be able to do with anything yet.
It's going to be interesting here.
What does he do?
Oh, got a little bumper action.
Bump, yeah. And it hurt him
And
more
it
than it hurt
cost him.
Fry. As Justin Engel now to the inside of Jeff Paisley, and this three-car battle, well, really the two-car battle between Justin Engel and Jeff Paisley continues. These two...
lap car action getting on it.
Yeah, the 28 of Tim Skillman. We saw go to pit road earlier. He is currently 13 laps down, fixing that damage. And now 5/10 ahead of those guys now, Fry Hubbard. It looks like maybe Jeff Paisley burnt up his stuff pretty quick, too quickly.
I wonder if he got any damage off of that knock on the bumper of Hubbard there.
Yeah, his front bumper looks pretty good. Maybe a little bit of a scrunch. We'll see if that is affecting him in this race. I'm seeing a lot of movement in that fifth position, and we do.
Here
We
it
have a
comes.
congestion of drivers.
Yeah, I just moved back here. The 17 car was blinking, and he's kind of moved out of the way now and let everybody by.
Yeah, Elliott Longenecker, we saw him getting the wall at that right side. Still able to maintain the fourth spot for now, but if Doug Wolcott has anything to say about it, he wants to take that position away. And he's gonna be able to do that. And now Josh Oswald looking to take advantage of that battle that just ensued. But he's got to worry about that 79 of Josh Lokenvents on his outside. That battle went from kind of crazy, but it's kind of figured itself out as Lokenvents looking to take that fifth spot away. Lokenvents I don't think he qualified. He started 20th and is up to fifth spot now as he takes that spot away. So easily the biggest gainer off of the start of the race, 15 spots.
And he loses a spot to Oswald. He's backing up. Swank's about ready to pass him. I wonder if he got a little loose back there. And he's just trying to grab it back in because he's dropping back again.
Oh, I was mentioning Josh Lokenvents. That is Elliott Longenecker.
Sorry, I thought we were talking about Longenecker.
No, you're fine. Yeah, he has damage on that right side, and it's really affecting him right now. But yeah, Josh Lokenvents up 15 spots right now and looking to make it 16 on the back bumper of Doug Wolcott. He's not going to be able to he looks like he's getting a better run off than Wolcott. We'll see if he's able to do anything with it. Maybe peek to that outside. We've seen that outside work when you're side by side.
He's trying to make that run outside work.
Yeah, it doesn't really work. He lost some time there.
Yeah, he did.
Seems like it only works when you're actually side by side with the other driver.
Oh, he gets a good run up on him.
Oh, yeah. To the inside. Not able to get there. A little bit too far back on entry. As you see Josh Oswald blinking a little bit there behind them. Caught my eye for a second.
Yeah, I confused my cameras because I had it locked on him a little bit ago when he disappeared. My cameras were like searching all over the place.
Where is he? See if this battle starts to heat up a little bit. Lokovitz looks faster, but just not able to make the move just yet on that 72.
He's catching him in all the wrong places. He needs to catch him before we get into the turn. He's catching him in the turn.
There he goes.
And he's not able to get up off the turn.
Is he able to make it stick? I think one mistake he made there was he came off. If he has a higher exit there and side drafts that 72, I think he takes the spot away, but he exited pretty low, and that kind of killed the momentum he had. He's going to have a good run, I think, off of 4, though. As we have David Corino in the pits.
I believe Walcott's back in the corner up a little bit and making it.
Ooh, I think Lokovit's going to get a good run on that outside, or off of the outside of turn 2.
Oh, and he does.
Side by side into turn 3, and he's going to get it. He's going to take that 4th spot away. Now 16 spots up from the start. And now he's going to set his eyes, 2.5 seconds ahead of him is Jeff Paisley in that 3rd spot. So he has a little bit to go, and he has to hold off Wolcott, make sure not to give back the position.
And done all this from the 20th spot.
Oh, and yep, gets a bad run off, and side by side again for that spot. Kind of looks like the Justin Engel, Jeff Paisley battle we had going on earlier, where they could not leave each other alone. So
these two will be connected for the rest of the race.
Speaking of Justin Engel, Jeff Paisley, that race for the lead that looked like it was heating up has kind of solved itself out, as Fry Hubbard on this longer run now has spaced it out to a 6/10 lead over Justin Engel. And
I've got Hubbard with 39 laps on his tires, and everybody behind him with 30, except for Doug Walcott in 5th with 39.
And speaking of people who cannot get away from each other, Brandon Wallace and Mike Uribe, they're not close to each other on track, but they are still only 1 position separated. Uribe is 7 seconds back from Wallace, but Wallace just not able to get himself away from Mike Uribe in terms of what position he's in.
Yeah, old Magic Mike. I just got to keep him in sight.
He is catching that 42 of Joaquin Meza, which would be 2 spots up on Mike Uribe. Once again, if you don't know, he is currently, to start the race, he was 8 points behind Uribe, if I'm correct. 7 or 8 points. Let me get that information. 8 points behind Mike Uribe. So, really, in order to win this championship, he's going to need to gain 8 more spots, because I'm not sure what the tiebreaker would be. But currently, he's only 1 spot ahead, so he needs 8 more spots in order to take the championship away. And he currently, he has the real estate to do it. He has 13 spots ahead of him. So he needs to make it to that top 5 if Mike Uribe stays in 15th, of course. It all matters where Mike Uribe is, along with Brandon Wallace. So if Brandon Wallace can find his way to that 5th position by the end of this race, and Mike Uribe isn't able to make any advancements in his position, Brandon Wallace would be the championship winner. So a long way to go for these drivers to figure out who's going to be the champion, and definitely not over.
1/4 of the race is over.
And there you go. Mickey Isaac gets passed by Brandon Wallace. So there's 2 spots now that Brandon Wallace has on Mike Uribe, and we still currently have 146 laps to go. So, like I mentioned, a long way to go for Brandon Wallace to hopefully, for at least in his own mind, hopefully be able to make up a lot of these spots on Mike Uribe.
Here comes old Fry catching up with Mike. Mike is currently the last car on the lead lap.
Speaking of catching up, Justin Engel only 4/10 now behind Fry Hubbard. It was about 6 or 7/10, so we might see another battle for the lead ensuing here. There you see your championship leader, About to go a lap down. He can finish however many laps down he wants, as long as he finishes at least 8 spots within Brandon Wallace. He really doesn't care.
No, it's not his night tonight. But he does have a nice looking race car.
Yeah, I agree. It can be his night though. That's what I'm saying is, I mean, he can finish a couple laps down and still win the championship. So he can have a bad race and still win the championship. So even if it's a bad night position-wise, it could end in a good night for Mike Uribe if he's able to win the championship. But Fry Hubbard, go ahead.
I'm still wondering if Paisley got a little damage from that bumper tap that he gave to Hubbard, because he has fallen backward. He's almost 3 seconds behind Fry at the moment. And these three were battling neck and neck for a while.
Yeah, you look at the front of the car on stream right now, and or for you guys on stream, a little bit of a crinkle in that front end of his car. So it's either that damage or he's just a little bit worse on old tires than these guys up front.
And he's got 9 laps fresher tires than Fry Hubbard. And so does Justin Engel. But I guess once you get past about 30 laps, they kind of equal out, I would imagine.
Yeah, and you got to remember, there were also a good amount of caution laps in between those pit stops. So only about 2 or 3, maybe, green flag laps on those tires of Fry Hubbard, compared 2 or 3 lap older tires in terms of green flag laps. So
that's a good point.
But, I mean, Justin Engel, as you know, why not take a chance and see if fresher tires will help? And, I mean, he's really starting to reel in the leader here. But he was, I believe, in third when he pit. So why not take a chance? And even if he's not able to catch up for the lead, he's still in second and gained a spot through pitting. So
it still worked out okay for him.
Yeah, and he's not far from the lead right now.
0.3 of a second. And you got to think, we're looking at lap 50 coming up for Fry Hubbard. I'm not sure what the fuel run is here.
Yeah, I forgot to get that information before the race. I got to start making sure I get that information so that we can present that on the broadcast. And while that's going on, Brandon Wallace starting to catch up to Joaquin Meza, trying to take that spot away from him. The Stay Puft paint scheme on that car.
Last week we saw guys coming in around lap 50. I was told that you could probably go almost 60. I don't think they'll do that tonight.
And there's 2 cars ahead of Brandon Wallace. He could potentially pass here. Kevin Rockwell in that 15th getting passed, and now Brandon Wallace is going to get ahead of him. So another spot up on Mike Uribe, now 3 spots ahead of him. Slowly but surely, he's starting to take some positions, important positions away to further himself ahead of Mike Uribe in the standings.
And with Mike being a lap down, it's not going to help him.
Go up here to the 5th position. Josh Lokenvent starting to fall back a little bit. I believe, he was looking fast early, but now he's kind of fallen back a little bit. He lost that 5th position to Michael Swink. I think he was up to 4th. So lost a couple positions since we last saw him, but he's still in that 6th position. A solid spot for him currently in this race. Looks like he's gaining pretty good on Michael Swink, though. See if he's able to get a good run off of 2. I think he's going to get side by side into 3.
He's going to get it this time.
Back into that 5th position goes Josh Lokenvent. Ooh, got a little squirrely there out of the turn, though. And once again, Fry Hubbard has started to distance himself away from Justin Engel. So he's really showing himself as a good long-run car.
Yeah, I believe everybody here in this top 5 right now is going to be in contention for the win when we get to the end. Kieran Church in that 22 is making his way back up. He's in the 8th spot. Take that back. Yeah, he's in the 8th spot. He was involved in an incident earlier on the front stretch.
Yeah, and I want to talk about Justin Engel here. It's a bit unfortunate for him. He's 6th in points right now, and he's sitting at, let me see, 148 points to our leader's 181. So, and that's before this race, by the way. The points will be calculated after this race. We will have those points for you. But before this race, coming into the race, 181 for our points leader, Mike Uribe, and 148 for Justin Engel. So, if he, I believe he's missed a couple races in this schedule. If he had been to a race or more, he'd really be in contention to win the championship tonight. But, I mean, I want to call it impossible with, being behind 33 points. But I won't do that just, not to be that guy. But if he were just a little bit closer in the standings, Justin Engel, right now in the 2nd position, would have a good chance at taking home the championship.
33 points, maybe. If he can get up here and lead some laps, get some bonus laps, if he can win the race, get
Are
some
there bonus points for leading?
Yeah, bonus 1 point for leading, 1 point for leading most laps.
Oh, okay.
Which I believe Fry is trying to put in his back pocket right now.
So yeah, Fry Hubbard already with a bonus point for leading this race. Justin Engel, I don't think has led just yet.
I think Fry's been our only leader tonight.
I believe he was passed early on. I can't remember who it was, though.
We had a car stay out on a caution.
He got passed early on in that first run, and I just can't remember.
That's right,
who it was.
Longenecker.
I think it was.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it might have been Justin Engel.
And Longenecker has dropped back to the 14th position. And Paisley has dropped back into the 4th spot.
Yeah, that damage for Longenecker has just hurt him bad.
Josh Lokenvitz holding on to that 5th spot real well. And Michael Swank's in 6th. Josh Oswald in 7th. Kieran Church, who made a comeback after that early wreck, in 8th.
Yeah, you see that
Alex
rear
Beath
damage.
and Jacqueline Meza.
Yeah, Joaquin gained 6 positions so far since the start of the race. And Brandon Wallace in the top 10 now.
We have the 7 car going to the pits.
Jeff Paisley going to the pits. Brandon Wallace in that 9th
Fry
spot
Hubbard's
right now, though.
Fry Hubbard's coming in.
And we're going to see your points leader in the pit road as well.
So Fry went 60 laps. And we still have Doug Walcott out there on lap 61.
Yeah, Brandon Wallace right now would love to stay out. I think Brandon is going to be one of the guys to stay out as long as he can to trap a lot of these guys a lap down with a caution. Because right now he's in that 8th spot and Justin Engel's pitting. So Brandon Wallace is going to be in that 7th spot once he gets past Justin Engel. And that would be currently 8 spots, I believe, ahead of our points leader, Mike Uribe. And that would tie him in the points.
Mike is in 16th.
15th
Brandon
currently.
is 12th, so we're 6 spots. Okay, I got magic. Oh, yeah, 15th. I'm sorry, qualified 16th.
So, yeah, Brandon Wallace in that 7th position. 8 spots now. It's a tie ball game, if you want to call it. But, of course, Brandon Wallace does still have to pit. So, if he's not able to, catch a lot of these guys under a lap down and caution, he will lose a couple spots from here. But as it stands right now, he is leading the points.
Yes.
So a caution right now he would love right now. So, I mean, We'll see if he gets that lucky. But if he's lucky enough to get a caution, that would be huge for Brandon Wallace.
Alrighty, we have 64 laps for Doug Walcott running in the second spot.
Starting to see 3 or 4 cars down pit road now. Josh Oswald, Joaquin Meza, Michael Swink, Doug Walcott down pit road. Looks like Jeff Paisley might still be down pit road as well. Yeah, he is. Josh Lokenvitz, your current leader, and you see Fry Hubbard there right behind him, about to get his lap back, so that if a caution does come out, he's not caught a lap down. There you go. So currently 6 cars on the lead lap right now. Yeah, Jeff Paisley, he must have wrecked because he's 5 laps down right now, and I don't remember him wrecking. He's sitting in pit road for a long time now.
Yeah, I don't remember. It had to been from the tap on Fry Hubbard earlier in the race.
Unless he had a wreck that didn't bring out a caution, we just didn't see. Yeah, that has to be it. As you see, Mike Uribe coming to take one of his laps back. He is currently 4, so that would make him 3 laps down there in the 14th position. Oh, in the wall, Lokenvitz. I think it's about time he pits. As he's a little bit of right side damage now. And Justin Engel also getting himself out of a lap down. So Doug Wolcott, the next guy to do that whenever he catches up to Josh Lokenvitz. 7 cars in the lead lap right now. And
yes,
there you see
7 cars done.
Lokenvitz going to pit road.
Which gives old Kieran Church our winner from last week. Brandon Wallace up to second.
Yeah, he's still trying to catch these guys a lap down, but he's going to have to pit soon, I imagine. I'm going to go ahead and, while they're racing, try to update some of these points with bonus points before I forget. I don't know if... I only have the top 10, so I don't know if I need to... so I think we've seen Justin Engel lead, right?
No, I don't believe he had.
I thought he led early on. All right. As your leader currently is Kieran Church. And we're going to see how much longer he can stay out. And looks like he's actually coming to pit road this time by. Coming in pretty hot, though. I think he's going to get a speeding penalty. Oh, no, it looks like he got slowed down before that white line. That's when your speed starts, and it looked like he did a good job.
That puts old Brandon Wallace in the lead.
Yeah, but you see Fry Hubbard
yeah,
catching up to him pretty quick. So if caution doesn't come out right now, he's going to have to pit soon because he's going to lose that lead and then probably lose a lap to Fry Hubbard. So he's really hoping for a caution here soon.
Yeah, Kieran Church has come into the pit, so we're getting ready to cycle out here. Brandon Wallace, our lone holdout. Old Fry's going to catch him like a rocket, though.
Yeah, looks like he's going to pit this time by, I would assume, Brandon Wallace. No, he's looking like he's setting up the corner to go through it like he usually would. Yep, there he goes.
Oh, he's coming. 62 laps.
Oh, and he spins.
Oh, that doesn't help. No contact, so.
Yeah, but this is going to be a lot of lost time for our championship contender, Brandon Wallace. Not only is he going to go a lap down now, he's going to lose some spots that he would have had if he didn't spin out there. So costly mistake it could be later on in this race. We're going to see where the points end up being, but that could be costly.
Could be a big championship turn right there.
Yeah, Mike Uribe currently in the 14th position, 3 laps down, and looks like Brandon Wallace is going to lose. I mean, he could lose up to, I would say, 4 more positions. 3 more to that 12th spot. Mickey Isaac. Let's see where Mickey Isaac is. Yeah, he's currently coming down the front stretch, so Brandon Wallace going to lose all these positions to those guys that you see also are a lap down, I believe.
Yeah, at best, it looks like he's going to be about 2 spots ahead of Magic Mike.
Yep. So, costly mistake there. And currently, only 4 drivers ahead of him a lap down. So he can only gain 4 spots right now, and that will not be enough. As Fry Hubbard, your leader, currently 2.5 seconds over Justin Engel, and through that pit cycle, only 7 cars left on the lead lap. Getting close to halfway through this race.
Little almost contact between the 13 and the 79 going into 3, but they sort that out.
Let's go see the close call they had.
There might have been a little contact there because the 13 is dropping back.
Yeah, we're going to see what happened here. Oh, he got loose out of turn 4. Let's back that up a little bit more. Oh, it is. Okay, there we go. So he looks like he goes through 3 and 4, and on exit, goes really up the track, gets loose. Let's see if there's any contact afterwards. Yeah, looks like after he got loose, he's losing a lot of positions, tries to side draft, so looks like he doesn't make any contact, I don't think. As we're back live with Alex Veith in that 12th spot. And Brandon Wallace made up a couple of positions, or 1 position on Alex Veith.
There's some good racing going on back here, but these are all the lap down cars.
Yeah, currently only 7 on the lead lap, and if we don't get a caution, these guys aren't going to get their lap back anytime soon. As you see Karen and Church, the first car a lap down. If we do get a caution, we'll get the lucky dog if they do have it on here. I'm not sure if they do.
Yes, lucky dog and end of lead lap wave rounds.
So yeah, right now Kieran and Church is set up to get that lucky dog if a caution does come out. But right now, your leader, and by a pretty big margin, 3.5 seconds, Fry Hubbard, he's coming close to locking up that most laps led.
Yeah, he's pretty close to it. We're 9 laps from halfway.
Been pretty dominant all race. Only one time early, very early in this race, in the first 10 laps where he lost the lead. But other than that, Mr. Fry Hubbard here has been absolutely dominant in the final race of the season for this Syndicate Cup Series.
If this race goes green, I'm gonna watch old Fry Hubbard in the pits because he's had a little trouble there last couple of weeks.
Last pit on lap 72, so if we have about a 50 to 60 lap window in terms of fuel, we'll see these guys maybe pit around lap 1. I mean, they're in a little bit of a danger spot with currently 107 laps to go. If they can,
outside of 1, yeah, there's going to have to be 2 more pit stops.
Unless there is
a green flag.
Yeah, so We're going to see what happens for these guys. If they're able to get a caution eventually, then maybe that'll mix that up a little bit. But yeah,
I think if this gets the feel of going to continue going on green, we might see some short pit strategies come into play.
Yep, this is where it really gets exciting in terms of long green flag racing, is the differing pit strategies. You know, you have Fry Hubbard and these guys who pit once they felt like they should, and guys like Brandon Wallace who stayed out as long as he possibly could and just didn't have a caution come out for him, unfortunately. But that's what this long green flag racing is going to present to you, and especially when you have a 200 lap race, you're going to have a couple of different green flag pit stops to see what different strategies these guys throw out there. We'll see if we get a second one. It's yet to be seen, obviously, with a good amount of laps left in this fuel tank.
So a little bit of action with the 79, the 15, the 1, and the 5 back here. Well, now they, of course, we stretch it out a little bit. There was a nice little package 3 race in there, and one guy almost 79 almost got into the wall coming out of 4.
Yeah, currently Kevin Rockwell in that 15 car is a lap down, so Josh Lokenman's driving behind him, not racing for a position with him. And I believe we have a guy down pit road, the 8 car, Philip Manzo. I believe Brandon Wallace. So Brandon Wallace, if you go over to him right now, look who's right in front of him. I mean, it's not for position, but he's passing the current championship leader right now. He is 9th position, and more importantly than being ahead of Mike Uribe by 5 spots, Brandon Wallace is trying to track down Kieran Church for that lucky dog spot. That would be huge for Brandon Wallace.
That would be a big one for him.
If he can get that lucky dog spot and get a caution, he can pit and keep his lap. But for these guys who get the wave around, they cannot pit after they get their lap back, or else they will have to go back down a lap. So we're going to see if Brandon Wallace can make any movements towards Kieran Church to take that spot away. I believe Kieran Church it's showing 13 seconds ahead of Brandon Wallace. So Brandon Wallace has, he wants a caution, but not just yet.
Here you got Doug Walcott back here battling with a lap down car who does not want to get out of the way.
Yeah, Doug Walcott
does not want to give that up.
That's Joaquin Meza in the 12th position. Yeah, Doug Walcott, a solid run. Started 7th in this race and now up to 3rd. Let's go through the pack a little bit while we're kind of spread out here. Fry Hubbard, your pole sitter, is currently still leading this race and has been dominant so far. Justin Engel, just not had enough yet, but in that 2nd position, 3.5 seconds back. Like we just mentioned, Doug Walcott in that 3rd position. Michael Swink having a quiet 4th place run right now. We haven't mentioned him too much, but having a nice run, 6 spots up, started in the 10th position. Josh Lokenvint's back in the 5th position right now, 15 spots ahead of where he started, currently passing Mike Uribe. Elliot Longenecker, we saw him struggle after that damage, has worked his way up to a nice 6th place position currently. Josh Oswald, the last car on the lead lap, is 27 seconds behind the leader currently, and we are having our pit laps, or our laps right now are currently running at 31 seconds. So Josh Oswald only 4 seconds ahead of our leader, looking for maybe a caution here soon. Does not want to go a lap down. Kieran Church in that lucky dog spot in that 8th position. Go ahead.
Speaking of Kieran Church, he just passed Justin Engel like Justin was sitting still. I do believe he's trying to catch up with Hubbard and get his lap back the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, Kieran Church pit on lap 81 compared to these guys who pit on lap 72. So he does have fresher tires. Good job on catching that. I mean, 9 lap fresher tires. He is probably going to be faster than these guys. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at his lap time real quick. That last lap around a 31:05 for him. 31:20 for Fry Hubbard. But the fastest car on the track.
Brandon Wallace?
Brandon Wallace, the last time around, was the fastest on the track. Barely ahead of Kiernan Church. He pit 2 laps later than Kiernan. Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, Kiernan's running 0.2 of a second faster than Hubbard. He might have a chance to get that back the old-fashioned way, just past the leader.
Yeah, and then Brandon, Brandon Wallace wants that because then he's the first car down a lap. So.
Oh, he's his biggest cheerleader right now.
Exactly. Speaking of Brandon Wallace, in that 9th spot currently, 3 spots from his qualifying position, started in 12th. And looks like Josh Oswald passing Elliott Longenecker for that 6th position. Joaquin Meza coming out of pit road. So we're going to see where our leader is currently. Fry Hubbard out of turn 4 and Kiernan Church exiting turn 4 as well now. So about a straightaway away, or maybe half a straightaway behind Fry Hubbard. So Kiernan Church really in a good spot right now in terms of if a caution comes out, he gets his lap back regardless. But if a caution doesn't come out, he's going to get his lap back eventually from Fry Hubbard. Potentially.
And if he's able to run him down like that and get back on the lead lap, watch out for the 22.
Yeah, he's about, like we mentioned, he is on a little bit of a different strategy than our leader, 9-lap difference. Fry Hubbard currently going into turn 3 right now. So, as you see as well, Kiernan Church entering turn 3. So, not very far behind our leader currently.
So, dangerously doing a little math in my head. It looks like if we go green, we'll see the leaders come in around lap 69. And I know there's no way anybody can stretch it that far. So, even if we go green, we're going to have some interesting finish with some pit stops.
Did you mean lap 169?
It was 69 to go, I'm sorry.
69 to go, okay. So that's at about 20 laps or so.
Imagine that. I got the math right and the English wrong.
Yeah, as you see on the bottom right relative, Kiernan Church currently 2.5 seconds behind your leader, Fry Hubbard. Is still in that lucky dog spot.
Looks like we got a battle for 4th and 5th going on here with Swank and Lokenved.
Swink and Wolcott, yeah.
Wolcott, yeah.
Swink, I mentioned he was having a quiet 4th. He's about to have a quiet 3rd place if he can get past Doug Wolcott. And he looks faster than that car, than that 3 car, or sorry, not that 3 car, the 72 car. And they're on the same pit strategy. Both of them pit on lap 75. So Swink's doing this all on speed. That pass was done solely on speed and not tire difference. So Swink is looking pretty fast. Those two are currently
Michael's
10
pretty good on his
back.
tires. Maybe he just took care of them better.
Yeah, those two currently 10 seconds back from second place Justin Engel. So about 15 seconds back from your leader. Now, one thing to look out for. We've mentioned that Kiernan Church in that lucky dog spot, but not for much longer as Fry Hubbard catching the 17 car of Josh Oswald in that 6th spot. He hasn't got to him yet, but he's starting to catch him. And if he laps Josh Oswald is now in the lucky dog spot. So Kiernan Church, for now, is in that position. But as Fry Hubbard keeps lapping people, Kieran Church is going to have to pass that person up. So we're going to see how that unravels soon, as Josh Oswald about a second ahead of Fry Hubbard currently.
And Church and Hubbard have kind of evened out on their lap times now. So.
Yeah. So now Church kind of hoping for that caution, and that doesn't help Brandon Wallace any. In terms of, if a caution comes out, Brandon will be able to get his lap back, but he wants Kieran Church to go up there and take that lap back, and then a caution come out so he can be the lucky dog.
Yeah. So he can get some tires. Because if he stays out to get a wave around, yeah, he's sitting duck.
Rich Yeoman in the pits, currently in that 25 car. Oh, he's been in the pits, I guess. 115 laps down.
Oh, hey, Rich. And Magic Mike quietly running back there, still in the 12th position.
Yeah, we'll go to him. And yeah, as you mentioned, that 12th position, 4 spots up on any. I think Alex Veith had an issue because Mike Uribe was in that 3rd spot, or in that 13th spot. So Alex Veith an issue. See what's going on with him. Oh, I remember he had that issue earlier, getting loose and some damage, I think. So
he came
Mike
into the
Uribe.
pits. He's 5 laps back of Mike now.
So Mike Uribe doing all he can to stay as close to Brandon Wallace as he can, and just try not to let that distance get too far. And Josh Oswald is now a lap down, and Kieran Church passed him up. Josh Oswald looks like he lagged out of the server. We've been seeing him blink, and he's lagged out of the server, I believe. So Kieran Church still lap down, but still in the lucky dog spot, and our leader is 7 seconds behind Josh Okenvents. So Church, a little bit more comfortable room now in terms of being the first car to lap down. And we currently now only have 5 cars on the lead lap, and this is kind of something that you see on iRacing with these long distance races at Charlotte, and especially the Coke 600, the Coke 600. When you race those races, a lot of cars are lapped down by the end of the race, and as you see, only 5 cars on the lead lap, and only 4 cars currently eligible to get their lap back via lucky dog or wave around if a caution came out.
And we had Longenecker just passed up Fry Hubbard. Longenecker was in the pits, and he just passed up Fry Hubbard with them fresh tires. You go from 2 laps to 1 lap down. So
yeah, he pit on lap 105. Let's see how truly far these guys. I mean, there's your different pit strategy right there. Longenecker pit on lap 105, 15 laps ago. And you see these guys out here like Fry Hubbard who pit on lap 72 still out there. It's been about a 50-lap run in a couple of laps for these guys. So we're getting close to more green flag pit stops, it looks like.
I wonder if he'll stretch it to 60 again.
So, yeah, Fry Hubbard 60-lap run the last time. So currently 50, has about 10 laps left before he's probably back in that comfort zone of pitting. And in 10 laps, that doesn't put you within 60 laps of the end of the race. So
Josh Lokenvitz could go another 20 laps, which would put him with 60 to go. And if you can make a 60-lap run, Lokenvitz could do this on 1 more pit stop.
Yeah, we're going to see what happens with him. 24 seconds behind the leader currently, but see if he can win that $50 off of pit strategy maybe.
I don't know if he knows that, but I just looked at the pit run and did a little math, and he could stretch it out to 60 to go, and a 60-lap run. He could steal this with a pit strategy. Well, I hate to say steal. That would still be winning.
So we earlier in the broadcast, around a lap 21, we saw some guys pit, and that gave them about with 2 or 3 green flag laps, about 2 or 3 more laps of fuel. And we didn't think it was that big, but maybe that's why Logan Vince was able to pit a little bit later than Fry Hubbard. Or maybe Fry Hubbard pit a little bit earlier than maybe he could have.
We have some guys that are a lap down that possibly could put themselves back in the race with pit strategy, because Fry's going to have to go two pit stops, and so is Justin Engel. We throw out all that out the window if a yellow flag comes out, though.
One thing we're going to look at, though, is see if you can maybe stretch it up to a 65 or 70 lap run. Maybe we just didn't see anybody do it because it was too early. So maybe you can't make it on 70, 65 laps. But we're going to find out if anybody can, as we're coming down to 75 laps to go. And if you are able to, that's the window that you're going to start to get into.
63 laps was the farthest that anybody went. Now, I don't know if they could have went any farther, but we did have a 63 lap run on that first green flag pit stop.
Yeah, that was Brandon Wallace, I believe.
Yeah,
he 62, 63 lap run. So, 70.
He could come in with 55 laps to go.
Currently 54.
All these guys having to pit stop twice.
So Fry Hubbard currently 54 laps into this fuel run. If he can possibly make it to 65, that's 11 laps. And that puts you at 138, which is 72. Or 138, so that's 62. So I think they could all make it more on one more stop.
It's going to be interesting. Get out your paper and your pencil and start doing some math.
Yeah, I'm currently trying to do that while broadcasting, and it's a bit mind-boggling. So yeah, I mean, we're 2 or 3 laps away from 70 laps to go. And, about 8 laps away from 65, which 63, like you mentioned, was our longest run. And if you could find a way to stretch it out to that extra 2 laps, maybe Fry Hubbard can get it done as 56, 57 laps into this run. So he has about 7 or 8 laps left. If you're able to stretch it out to 65, he could make it work.
And looks like the 42's coming in. Joaquin Meza.
Yep. He last pit on lap 101, so he's confident he can make it in 70 laps, I think.
I think he might be having some
Fry Hubbard pitting. Looks like 70 laps is either a doable window, or he's going to start the window for his next pit stop early here, so that he can maybe, if he does have to come in again, maybe he can split the next 70 laps into 2 different sectors, 35 laps into that run. Maybe he'll pit.
Right. And now it's when it gets interesting, because we're going to have a mix of new
Fry
tires,
Hubbard.
old tires.
Oh, okay.
We're going to get Justin Engel to come around to lead a lap for a bonus point.
He's coming down pit road now. So Fry Hubbard pitting has started the cycle, it looks like, for these guys up front. And Kieran Church got his lap back. He hasn't pit just yet. Like we mentioned, 9 laps difference in terms of his pit strategy. Last pit for Fry Hubbard before this pit stop was 72. So he can go about 8 or 9 more laps than Mr. Fry.
And the 79 is coming.
Kieran Church is going to lead some more laps here.
Could have thought he would have went farther.
Fry Hubbard comes out of pits, or he's going to have a clean pit stop. Oh, behind the Alex Viet there. Had a good pit stop, came out, and is going to still come out in front of Justin Engel. He had a pretty good lead over Justin before he pit, so not really surprising there. And now an 8-second gap between Kieran Church and Fry Hubbard. We're going to see Kieran Church stay out as long as possible before either he gets passed by Fry Hubbard or he has to pit for fuel.
Looks like the 22 is going to be the one to take the pit strategy. And as I say that, he'll probably come in the pit.
So yeah, whatever he stretches it out to, he will be able to make it on fuel. So we'll see what happens with these other guys.
Brandon Wallace still out. Longenecker, he can go a long way, and he is fast.
Yeah, Longenecker looks. Oh, he's coming to pit right now. Speaking of you talking about it and then pitting, Longenecker coming down to pit road.
Anybody else you want me to get to go down pit road?
Mike Uribe up to the 9th position right now. So I don't know if let's go back to Mike Uribe real quick. He last pit on lap 69, so he's gonna have to pit pretty soon probably. He's currently on 75 laps. Yeah, he's coming down to pit road. So 75 laps from Mike Uribe. So I think Fry Hubbard can make it. Oh, and he missed pit.
61.
Oh, and he's spinning. That's going to be a caution. Kieran Church gets the caution he wanted, and so does Brandon Wallace. Mike Uribe spinning out, trying to come to pit road, helps out his championship nemesis right here. This Brandon Wallace is going to be able to pit and stay on the lead lap. And Josh Lokenvitz is going to get the lucky dog. And we're probably going to see guys like Elliot Longenecker.
And Kieran Church back on the lead lap. He'll pit. I imagine everybody there is going to pit, but there's only 6 guys on the lead lap. That's going to help him out a lot.
I don't know if we'll see Fry Hubbard or Justin Engel pit. But Kieran Church, whether he reassumes the lead when he pits or not, he's on the lead lap. So that's a success for him. He can only fall back now to the 7th position. Well, no, because Lokenvitz can't pit. He'll be he's a lucky dog, so he'll be able to pit. So the farthest really Kieran can fall is down to 5th place or 6th place.
Yeah.
So
Lokenvitz will have to go to the rear of the field.
Yeah, so whether he leads this race or not, he's back on the lead lap, and he has a chance here with...
And he's fast, and I don't know. I don't know. Hubbard come in and make a fuel run out of it.
I think Fry Hubbard can make it, because we saw Mike Uribe pit on lap 69 before he tried to go pit there.
And he stayed out,
So, yeah, that was 31 plus... So that was, 66 lap run that he stayed out and made it till that point. And so we're going to have a 63 lap run here. Hubbard pit on lap 129, though, so 8 laps ago. So he's going to be, I have to believe, saving under this caution. So, yeah, that's a 71 lap run. With this caution, though, coming out on lap 135 or 136, so he had, 5 or 6 laps on his in terms of racing and burning off that fuel. And so when we go back green, we'll probably have about 62 to go, maybe 61 or 62 laps left.
61 or 62, yeah. And
So
Magic Mike up to the 9th spot. So he's still 4 spots off of Brandon Wallace. So
a big one thing about that is Mike Uribe probably will not finish ahead of the 9th position tonight. He has 5 laps behind Longenecker in that 8th spot. So Brandon Wallace has a chance. He's now on the lead lap because of that caution. and he has a chance. I mean, if Brandon Wallace wins this race, he wins the championship at this point. So,
and he's put himself in position.
Yeah, he's going to restart third now on this restart, and he's 7 laps better on fuel. I'm showing because he pit and these front two didn't. So he's 7 laps. These guys behind him 7 laps better on fuel. And I'm kind of surprised that we didn't see Hubbard and Engel pit because we know they're fast and there's only 7 cars on the lead lap. So why not pit, get that extra fuel to make sure you're good and pass these guys that you know you've been faster than. I'm a little bit confused there.
Yeah, I'm thinking, okay, maybe you think you got enough to make the end of the race, but do you have enough to make the end of the green-white checker?
Yeah, if we have one of those. So, yeah, we're going to see. I mean, we're coming down to 60 laps to go soon. We're getting to the thick of things, and we're going to find out what these differing pit strategies do for all of these drivers.
So the guy who's been dominant all night is actually kind of sitting in the worst position among the top 7 right now. With
unless he knows something.
Laps.
Unless he, oh yeah, tire wise, yeah. I would say he has about. But he might know something we don't, and know that he's good on fuel. So I won't assume that he's not. I won't assume that he's not good on fuel. But I would have gone off and topped the fuel off. But he obviously knows something I don't. He's the one in the car. He's the one who's been through these long runs. So I'll believe he probably has a plan, just as Justin Engel does.
I think we might find out that after the end of the race, his only plan was, oh, I wish I would have pit.
Yeah, we're going to find out.
Fry's still good on the long run with old tires, so you're still going to have to battle him. You might have a little fresher tires, you might have a little more fuel, but you're still going to have to fight with him.
Brandon Wallace starting in that 3rd position. Keep an eye on him.
Is he upset with the pace car? What are you doing, Fry?
If Brandon Wallace hasn't shown the speed that these front guys have had this whole race, but if, like I said, if he can find some speed that he hasn't had, he will win the championship if he wins the race. But for Brandon Wallace right now, with Mike Uribe in that 9th position, he needs to win because he needs to be 9 spots ahead of Mike Uribe to win. And the only way to win this championship for him right now is either Mike Uribe crash out or Brandon Wallace winning.
And we're under green. And Hubbard gets a good start.
So we're going to see if Brandon Wallace is able to make any advancements here on this restart. Kind of in a must-win situation unless Mike Uribe wrecks out. Yep, Freiberg going to lead yet another lap off of that restart with 60 laps to go here. Justin Engel in a close second, half a second back. Brandon Wallace holding on to that 4th spot for now, trying to track down Michael Swink for that 3rd position. See if Michael Swink has any speed for Justin Engel here. We saw that he was making some positions during that green flag run, and now he's restarting not only with fresher tires, but he's racing close to these guys now. So we'll see if he has anything for him.
And he was pretty fast on them old tires too, so you know, see what he could do here with the new one.
As Justin Engel starting to catch up to the bumper of Mr. Fry Hubbard.
Looks like Justin's getting a little itchy there. He's kind of weaving back and forth trying to figure out where he wants to attack him at. Pretty sure Justin got to know that, got to figure that if you don't get by him early, it's going to be a tough night.
There he goes to the outside, the 88, Justin Engel. Going to try to make the pass going into turn 1 on the outside of that 11 car. See if he gets a good run off. It looks like he might. Is he going to get to the outside? These two.
Yeah, he is.
These two teammates. So, teammates racing for the possible win here late at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Still side by side down the front stretch. Going into turn 1, these guys are battling hard for this first position. And while they do that, Michael Swink and Brandon Wallace starting to come into this battle.
They're sitting back there waiting, letting these two fight with each other and burn off their tires. Although Swink is catching up on Hubbard too.
See if Justin Engel can make that outside stick this time out of 4. Still side by side racing another lap. And these guys are not letting each other go.
Fry's not going to give it up.
Fry Hubbard has led the most laps this race and will. I mean, by now he has locked in that spot in terms of leading the most laps. But late in this race, he might lose the lead to Justin Engel.
He wants to lead the last one. He's going to lose it here.
On the outside, Justin Engel to the lead here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Michael Swink now trying to take advantage of that battle as Fry Hubbard falls back to the second spot. Justin Engel starting to pull away too, so this is either Fry Hubbard, saving, or Justin Engel kind of letting loose on this potential last restart with around 60 laps to go when we went green. So maybe this is Justin Engel going a little bit harder than he has all race.
I gotta think Fry knows he's in a bad spot if it goes green.
I don't know. I'm still not going to say anything about him not making it
Swink
because
for third. We're coming up on Hubbard to take second.
Yeah, as Michael Swink takes that second spot away. I'm not going to go against Fry's decision. I'm the broadcaster. He's the actual racer. So if he thinks he can make it on fuel, I'll believe it until I don't, I guess. Since I don't know to the actual what laps they can go on one run. So maybe, and this is another thing, maybe Fry Hubbard's saving some gas here.
He has to be because he's a lot faster. Or he has been throughout the race. Unless something's happened that we don't know, he's getting ready to fall back into fourth. I believe that's a fuel. He's got to be saving.
Yeah, that last time
Swink's
around.
coming up on trying to take the lead away from Justin Engel, and he gets it.
Yep, he's going to take that spot away from Justin Engel and take the lead away from those two teammates.
He did not just take it. He took that on the outside convincingly.
Fastest on the track that time around, though, was Elliott Longenecker. He's a lap down. But yeah, Michael Swink already a 3/10 lead over Justin Engel after taking the lead away the last lap. Starting to maybe drive away a little bit. Let's see if maybe these teammates are working together. Justin Engel and Fry Hubbard are maybe working together to try to save some fuel. Telling each other, hey, we need to start saving this much fuel to make it to the end. Those two falling back. We haven't seen those two lose the lead. But another thing could be, this is the first time we've seen Michael Swink around these guys on a restart.
Yeah.
And he's been fast all race. And he's made it obvious that he's fast. He took the lead away from both convincingly. Or at least took it away from Justin Engel after he took that away from Fry. And he took it away pretty convincingly. So he's looking fast. This top three is going to be a fun run to the end to see who can win this race.
I don't know if Engel and Hubbard are both saving fuel. I think Hubbard would probably, but Engel's on the same strategy as Swink. They pit at the same time. So maybe Engel thinks
Yeah,
he's
Engel
a little
did
close,
pit.
and
You're
he's
right.
just going to let him go.
I thought Engel pit with Hubbard, but he did not. He did pit on lap 136. So yeah, Hubbard the only one who stayed out there on the lead lap. That last time, or that last caution. And Justin Engel starting to creep back into this shot for first. As Brandon Wallace still sitting in that fourth spot right now. It's a good. In any other race, fourth place would be awesome, and maybe even he's happy to be in fourth. But in this race right now, in the position he's in, he needs to be in that lead spot. So any other race, fourth place would be good. But racing for a championship, he wants to be in that first spot badly. But nonetheless, if he wins the championship or not, it's been a nice run and a nice call for him to stay out as long as he could there. And that caution came out from Mike Uribe. So a good race for him, whether he wins the championship or not. He might not think the same, but from my perspective, still a good race for him.
Even with the long green flag run, this has been a very interesting race.
Yeah, and it has to start creeping into Mike Uribe's head right now. He is currently 43 laps away from winning this Cup Series championship in the Send Cup Series. He would be the first champion in terms of this series itself. So as long as nothing for him goes bad in the next 43 laps, he will be crowned the champion. And if Brandon Wallace doesn't get faster, of course, and go take the lead. So he's kind of just got to ride easy, not wreck, and hope that Brandon Wallace isn't fast enough to go take the lead. And he still hasn't pit because he spun out trying to pit, and he still hasn't pit. It's showing him his last lap pit 69, so...
I got Magic Mike pit 22 laps ago. 65.
Oh, it's showing him on here. Let me see if I can update it. Yeah, for some reason it's still showing him on lap 69. Oh, got loose out of the turn there. So, yeah, I imagine the excitement's starting to build in that 77 car right now. Came in with a 1-point lead. Our second place driver, and not in this race, so the second closest to him was 8 points behind, and that is Brandon Wallace. So, yep, 40.
How far back was Engel?
Justin Engel is 3/10 back right now.
I meant on the points.
Justin, he was 30 some odd points, I believe. So even if he wins, it's not likely. I think he's out of it pretty well now.
Well, it's up to Mike, and well, of course, Brandon. So, and Brandon's run really good. Mike's still staying in there.
Honestly, I think Mike could wreck right now. He would obviously lose the championship, but he wouldn't lose it to Justin Engel. That's what I mean by that.
Okay.
But he would lose it to Brandon Wallace, so he definitely needs to keep his car going straight for sure to win this championship.
And he's running some pretty good laps, so he is 6 laps down, made a couple of mistakes, but he's had a rough night. But his times on the track are comparable with the leaders, so...
Yeah, so Mike Uribe, it obviously helped a little bit in terms of him winning championship, making it a little bit easier that he didn't have second place behind him, who was at 180 points, which was, I believe, Zachary. Was it Zach? No, I don't think it was Zachary Wilson. Matthias Swank, who wasn't able to race tonight. So, not to say that Mike Uribe wouldn't win the championship if he was in this race, but it makes it a little bit more comfortable for him to know that the next closest guy is 8 points instead of 1. But for Mike Uribe, the reason he's in this position is he's been running in this series consistently, and he's finished consistently, and so a shout out to him being able to just consistently come out to the track every single week and get a solid finish. And I mean, right now he would finish 9th in this race, so finishing 9th and winning the championship is not a bad night at all. So him being able to be 6 laps back and still win the championship possibly is definitely a shout out to him being consistent all season.
Yes, it is. And I'm a little more convinced that Fry Hubbard was saving fuel, but now he's passed up Justin Engel for second. He come up on a lap car, and he looked like he was using him as a draft.
Yeah, we see Tim Skillman in the pits.
Fry Hubbard's moved back into the second spot, past Justin Engel.
Yeah, and he's starting to gain over that 88 car. Fry Hubbard trying to start this race where he, or finish this race where he started it. Started off in the pole position, has led the most laps, and has that locked up in terms of who's led the most laps this race. But Michael Swink trying to spoil the party for Fry Hubbard. Fry Hubbard's been sitting pretty comfortably all race. He's been fast, but Michael Swink now with 35 laps to go, like I said, trying to spoil that party for Fry Hubbard.
And Fry's catching up on him 0.8 of a second behind him, and he was a second and a half. Just wonder if he's got to the point where he figures he can just go now.
Yeah, we're going to see as these laps tick down. This long 200-lap race is coming close to an end and an end to this Season 1 for the Cup Series.
Here's the fun series if anybody out there watching that wants to get involved with some good guys racing. You've seen it tonight. It's a lot of fun, a lot of clean guys, a lot of fun guys to be around, and Saturday Night Cup racing.
Yeah, the next Season 2 for this Syndicate Cup Series will start around December 15th. So you have time to join for sure for that. And Brandon Wallace has moved up to the 3rd position. Still 2 seconds back from the lead, but has taken that 3rd spot away. And his championship hopes are definitely not gone yet.
No, they are not. Brandon Wallace, Justin Engel, Michael Swink, all in the same pit stop strategy. Fry Hubbard 7 laps more on his car than the surrounding 3, so it's going to make it interesting when we get down to 10 to go to see what happens.
Yeah, Fry Hubbard 6/10 now back from Michael Swink. Yeah, Fry Hubbard's really starting to cut into that lead now, half a second. Let's see if Hubbard, 1, can take the lead back, and 2, if he can make it on fuel. That second part being a lot more important because 1 doesn't matter if you can't do 2. So got to make it on fuel if you want to win the race, regardless if you're faster or not. So see what Hubbard's able to do in terms of making it to the end or not. But Michael Swink's sitting pretty right now.
30 laps to go. 30 laps to go.
Yeah, you see Michael Swink starting out on that high side and kind of dips down to the middle lane. Never really goes down to that blue and white line. Four tenths now, and we're seeing Josh Lokenvents in the pits.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe he's thinking, they might be able to make it on fuel. I might have been able to, but let me do something different just in case they can't.
I spoke about that earlier, seeing what happens when we get down to the end here and doing a little short hit and to see if it plays off for you.
Yeah, that lead shrunk down to 3/10 now. Fry Hubbard's starting to catch up. He fell back to the third position, but has worked his way all the way back up, close to the leader, about 3 or 4 car lengths.
I wonder if the 79 coming into pit's going to start a pit party. Or if these guys are just going to try and stretch it out.
One person in the field that's going to stretch it out? That's Brandon Wallace. He is going to... We're not going to see him down pit road. He's going to either run out of fuel or he's going to... There's no way we see him come down pit road.
I would not imagine, no.
Michael Swink able to keep that lead to about a 3/10 gap or so. See if he's able to hold off for the 26 remaining laps.
I think Hubbard's in a good. Well, I think Hubbard's in a good spot right here where he's.
That car affected Michael Swink.
I think Hubbard was content to sit back there until that.
To the lead, not just yet clear. Fry Hubbard side by side, going at a turn 4 down the front stretch.
Outside.
Michael Swink, a great run on the outside down the front stretch. 25 laps to go here at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the finale of the Send It Cup Series, and Fry Hubbard back in the lead, and he is looking fast.
He got him a little side draft.
The only question...
He got him a little side draft back in 1.
The only question, can he make it on fuel? And we're going to find out in 24 laps if he can. Now in the lead, trying to put a little bit of a gap between him and Michael Swink. Justin Engel back up to that third position. So, Brandon Wallace, but especially for Mike Uribe, he's only 24 laps away from winning this championship, and him looking up in the standings and seeing Wallace still in the 4th position is definitely good for Mike Uribe, as he is coming down to the wire to winning this championship. But right now, for the lead, Michael Swink trying to come back and take the spot away from Fry Hubbard.
Swink had a good run there, and Hubbard came down on him and threw a little bit of a block, I think, there.
Yeah, we've seen Fry Hubbard lead most of this race, and he would have been upset if he doesn't lead at least the last lap. So he has the lead, but is not sitting comfortably right now with Michael Swink right behind him.
Swink is determined to get back past him.
Yeah, not able to get back to him just yet. About a 2/10 gap now. 2 or 3 car lengths. "20 laps to go this time by." This, what seemingly was going to be a long race, has gone by fairly quickly, to be honest with you. Only 20 laps to go this time by.
It's going to start getting interesting now. It's lap 51 for Fry. 52, I'm sorry. And only 45 for Michael Swink. So how much, that 20 laps to go. I don't think you can do 72 laps.
And there's one thing we really haven't talked about yet, but will a caution come out and disrupt this finish before the end of the race? If we don't get to that white flag, before a caution comes out, there will be at least another restart. That's the only way we don't get another restart, is if Freihubbard can take that white flag, which is still about 18 laps from his grasp.
Well, Fry's trying to save fuel. Michael's not making it easy.
As he shouldn't, you know, he wants to win this race and that $50 just as much as Freihubbard does.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, still only 2 or 3 car lengths separating our front two right now.
Well, our short fitter, Josh Lokenvets, number 79, has just passed Logan. He's coming up on the leaders to get his lap back, and he's coming fast.
Yeah, you wonder if Freihubbard right now is hoping for that caution, so he can save that fuel and make it to at least the end, unless there's a green-white checkered, of course, and then that might even alter that. But yeah, here comes Josh Lokenvents, ready to take his lap back.
He's sitting in a really good spot right now. If these guys have to pit,
I think Michael Swink is good. It's just Freihubbard, like you mentioned, even just an angle. But Freihubbard's really the only one maybe in danger of running out of fuel.
just wonder if they know that.
As Lokenvents is going to get his lap back, sitting in that 7th position. Coming down to 15 laps to go here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We've only had 3 cautions, totaling 12 laps under yellow through 186 laps. We wanted what we got last week, and we're getting it. A lot of green flag laps.
Yes, it's been a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun for me trying to figure out what's going on inside the drivers' heads, and I'm interested to see how this plays out.
And as Freihubbard is starting to separate for that lead, we're going to go back to our championship leader, Mike Iribe, 14 laps away now from that championship. Like I mentioned, he's been the most consistent, one of the more consistent drivers that's showing up and having solid finishes, not wrecking out of races. And it's working out for him right now, 14 laps away from being crowned the champion in this series and the first champion in the series. So no matter what happens in the Cup Series from here on out, he would be the first champion ever in the Cup Series. So,
and if we had a most popular drivers award in this series, it would definitely go to Magic Mike.
Yeah, everybody loves him in this league. And he gives everybody a reason to like him. He's a really nice guy, funny, and just
a little action going on front.
Yeah, you're right. Michael Swink come to take the lead away. It was showing 3/10 on the scoring, but it is not 3/10, side by side, and it looks like Freihubbard might be saving here.
Hubbard's up 60 laps. Something happened. Swink caught up with him real quick, almost ran him over, pulled out of it.
I think he's
still got around him, so I think so too.
With only 11 laps to go, he's really starting to get close to that range of maybe running out of fuel. It's going to be close. Swink, who pit on lap 136. So he currently is, let me see, 50 laps into this run. 54, sorry.
54, yeah.
54
for him, Engel, Wallace, and Church.
With 10 to go this time by and 55 laps on his fuel and tires. That's 65 laps that he has to go in order to win this race and make it on fuel. But you see Freihubbard falling back quick. He is definitely saving right now.
Yeah, Fry has to go 73 laps. Just don't see it.
Yeah, it makes you wonder why he didn't pit with everybody else on lap 136. We'll see if it works out for him, though, if he's able to at least finish in that top 3, if he can save enough fuel. Even if he loses that second position to Justin Engel, he still has about 5 seconds back to third position, Brandon Wallace. So he has a good amount of time behind him to save now if Justin Engel passes him. So he might be able to make it if he's able to save enough and finish in that third paying position. Remember, in that first place position, we'll win $50 tonight. Second place will win $30, and third will win $15. So right now, Fry Hubbard in that $15 spot currently. $15 isn't a lot, but you come out $15 richer than you came in. So
Yeah. And like I said before the race, you wave money in front of a race car driver, he's going to drive over you to get it.
Yeah, back to our leader, Michael Swink, with coming down to 7 laps to go here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Looks like if he's able to make it on fuel, he is going to cruise to this win. More important, we're going to see Mike Uribe pit. So he's going to, or no, he was just blinking out, sorry.
Yeah.
It showed that he was pitting, but it's because he blinked out. I was thinking maybe he was pitting just to make sure he was good on fuel, since he knows he can't lose another position, but he must be confident he's good. Coming down to 6 laps to go.
66 laps for Fry Hubbard on that tank of fuel.
We haven't been here all season. We've only been here for the last 2 races on this network. But it's been a great 2 races, and I imagine the other 8 were just as fun, at least for these guys to be in. So I'm looking forward to, in December, starting to broadcast this series from week 1 to week 10, because it's been a lot of fun, and we've only been watching 2 of the 10 races.
Yeah, it's a nice little warm-up for a whole full season next time, and yeah, I might just have to be here with you.
Would love for that to happen. Down 5 laps to go now for Michael Swink. Not only for Michael Swink, but Mike Uribe. 5 laps to go for both of these drivers to get, money for Michael Swink and a championship for Mike Uribe. Not sure if there's a payout for the championship in this league just yet. But yeah, both of these drivers are 4 laps away from earning something of their own in their own respect. You know, Justin Engel, 8/10 back, is doing everything he can, but I mean, just not a lot of time to do it.
No. I believe Swink is checked out. I think the only race we're watching right now is whether Hubbard's coming into the pits.
Fry Hubbard, who has led the most laps this race, not able to make it on fuel. A bad pit call for him is going to lose him some spots now. And Kieran Church up to the 3rd spot now.
Well, Church has been all over the track. He involved in a wreck earlier and fell back, came forward, fell back again, and look at him, 3rd spot. Brandon Wallace up to 4.
Michael Swink coming to 2 laps to go here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Looking to get that white flag, so a caution can't disrupt his win. Justin Engel only 5/10 back now. Just not enough time to do it, I don't think, but he's gained a couple tenths in the last couple of laps.
He's going to have to go now.
Down the back stretch. Michael Swink out of turn 4, looking to collect that white flag. And the white flag is out. 1 lap to go here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. 200 laps later. And this race is about to end, and we're about to crown a winner and a champion down the back stretch for Michael Swink.
And no lap cars to get in the way. Well, maybe a couple.
Through
Looks
3
like
and
Magic
4.
Mike might cross the finish line with him.
Through 3 and 4 for the last time. Michael Swink is going to come out of nowhere and win at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And Magic Mike, we're going to go with him now. I think he still might have to complete one more lap, or no.
Yeah.
Yeah, he still has to complete one more lap. So he has
But he's
collected
got
his
it
white
locked up.
flag. And Brandon Wallace finishes fourth. So all Mike Uribe has to do is bring it around to the checkered flag through 3 and 4 for the last time. And Mike Uribe will win the championship for the Send It Cup Series.
That was some good racing. And congratulations, Magic Mike. Congratulations, Michael Swank, on a great race.
Yeah, we're going to have to watch a couple of drivers do a burnout here.
Well, that's a nice burnout.
Oh, Mike Uribe not even going to do burnouts. So wins the championship, but not going to do any burnouts. So Michael Swink, your race winner. He didn't lead the most laps, but he led the most important one, lap 200. Fry Hubbard, who had to pit there, will finish in the 7th position.
Magic Mike finished 9th. Longenecker 8th. Thought Longenecker had more for him. They got caught up in a little bit of a. I'm guessing that tap on Fry Hubbard earlier did more damage than we noticed if we didn't see something else happen. Well, there went the motor.
They blew it up.
That's the end of the season. Why not? We'll buy another one.
Exactly. As Mike Uribe is your champion, and we're going to get him in here in a second. All right. Let's go ahead and go into Discord and let's pull our champion in here. See if we can't find him. Mike Uribe, there he is. Hey, champ, you got a copy?
Who are you looking for?
You.
You were leading the points and you won championship there, man.
I really take it?
Yeah. Brandon Wallace had to win that race in order to beat you there.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
Well, we thought you knew, buddy.
Brandon Wallace finished 4 spots ahead of you, or 5 spots ahead of you, and he needed to finish 9 spots ahead of you.
Oh my gosh, that's unbelievable. I can't believe it. I'm almost in tears, guys, really.
Well, I mean, take us through your race. You were back in the 15th or 16th position for a little while, and you're able to eventually bring it home 9th.
I usually run pretty conservatively. You know, I don't know if you guys noticed that. I'm a middle of the pack kind of guy. I'm not a hard charger at all. I just let the race play out in front of me. I race the track mostly. I had a issue going into the pits. I spun out going into the pits. I missed a gear, and I recovered okay from that. And I had my eye on Brandon. I want to thank Brandon for being my race buddy here in this league. He's a hell of a guy. I couldn't think of a better person to be running for the championship with than Brandon. I'd like to thank Matt for putting all this together, and then some of the other guys that help out also, like Justin and Jason and those guys. It's just a great bunch of people, Fry, and then some of the other guys. I apologize if I missed anybody.
Hey, don't forget Sam.
Yeah, Sam the man. He's my buddy too.
So you were able to stay consistent throughout the season and bring the points lead into this race. I mean, now that we're at the end of the season and you're the champion, take us through your season and how you were able to, just stay consistent and be able to be in the position you were in tonight.
Well, like I said before, consistency is the big thing. I think the big turning point for me that really got me up there into the points lead was hardly anybody turned out for. We had a small turnout for Bristol, and I finished in sixth place there. And really, that was my only top 10. But I never quit. I may not end up in the top five or anything like that. But one thing I never do is I never quit. I run everybody clean. Everybody else runs everybody else clean in this league, and I couldn't think of a better bunch of guys to run with than the guys in this league here. God bless them all.
Well, I couldn't think of a better champion there, Mike. And like I said before, if there was an award for the most popular driver in any of our series, it would be Magic Mike.
Well, thank you. I got that different kind of attitude towards life, and I just love to socialize and be around people. I guess I'm a people person, and I just get along really well with everybody. I do my best to try to stay out of people's way, and I just race everybody clean, and everybody races everybody else clean here. Like I said, this is the league to be in.
Well, are you so you won the championship for for this season, season one of the Cup Series. You're going to be in the second season in December.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm pretty much I'm kind of like a A, B, and C racer. I like my trucks. I like my Xfinity cars, and I love my Cup cars too. And I'm looking forward to running all three seasons again. And also, I like to give a shout out to both you guys. You guys do an awesome job. You guys have great commentary. You guys have great interaction with each other. You guys could really pass for pros. You guys are top notch and first class. One thing about this league and also the broadcasting network. We put out a classy product with classy people, and this is the place to be. All the way around.
Thank you, Mike.
I appreciate that a lot, and congratulations on a great season. You shouted a lot of people out there, so I don't know if you have any more shout outs, but if you do, you can throw it out there. But you got a lot of them in there.
Well, every person in this league that I've raced with, I think the world of them. They're great people to race with. It's almost like it's almost like a traditional poker party. We just cut it up. It's all about fun and competing.
All right. Well, you got anything else for him, Dad?
No, nothing else other than congratulations, Mike. You deserve it.
Thanks, guys, and great job up there in the booth. We really appreciate it as a league. You guys putting out the product that you guys do.
All right. I appreciate it a lot. And once again, congratulations on the championship, and looking forward to not only seeing you in other series, but seeing you back in this series next season. All right. So that was your champion, Mike Uribe. Now we're going to go ahead and get our winner in here. For some reason, the results came up with qualifying, so let me fix that to the race. There you go. We're going to bring in Michael Swink. If he's in Discord, he should be. There he is, Michael Swink, the winner of the race and winner of $50. Definitely going to enjoy that. Hey, Michael, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. How y'all doing?
I'm doing great. You not only win the race, you win $50 and a Wicked Wolf Motorsports t-shirt. How does it feel to win this race, man?
I'm ecstatic. I didn't think I would even be in contention to win, and then that last pit stop, I'd come out with them and took off, and I cannot believe it.
Yeah, so was that your thought there throughout the race? We saw, I mentioned it in the broadcast, that you were in a quiet fourth around, lap 100 or so throughout that green flag lap or run. Were you looking to try to, catch guys laps down or a lap down with a caution, or did it just happen that way?
I was just riding. I was saving tires and just a long race, and I was just logging laps, and I just felt like I was picking them off when I got to them, and I really wasn't trying to put anybody a lap down or anything like that, and I really wasn't hoping for a caution because I was on a good run, but
Right.
it's the fall the way it did.
All right. So you won this race. Are you gonna start racing in the Cup Series with the second season when it starts in December as well?
That's the plan. I love this series. It's a great series. I got into it kind of late. I think I got into it around Phoenix maybe, and I've loved it ever since.
All right. You got anything for him?
But we seen you go 65 laps on that last fuel run, and we were curious up here how far you think you could have made it.
It said I had 2.5 more laps.
Ooh, that's close.
Yeah, I was really hoping to stay green, and it did. It's like if a caution come out, I'd have had to would have pit, but it stayed green, and I couldn't believe it.
We kind of almost glanced over you early in the race, and then you kind of snuck up there on us, and we looked back on it, and you were running consistent times and moving up, and then all of a sudden you shot out like a rocket when you finally did take the lead, and I want to know how you saved the time. I'm trying to figure out a secret here. How you save those tires and run that fast at the end of a tire run.
So I would break it down on the couple of the long green flag runs. I'd break it down into segments where I'd run hard the first, say, 15 to 25 laps, and then I would start backing my corner up, and then I would go 15 more laps and start backing my corner up again, and just ride it out. I mean, everybody was in the same boat I was in, it felt like, and I was just maybe saved a little bit more than they did.
Well, you did an awesome job.
Thank you. Like I said, I'm ecstatic. I cannot believe I won that race.
Yeah. Congratulations. And you got any shout outs you want to throw out there?
Thanks to Original Rebels Racing for putting this on. Matt Geis and all those guys, they do a great job with all the series they do, with the Xfinity, the Thunderstruck, all of that. I'm glad I found this league, and I love it. I plan on staying here for a long time. I got to thank Carolina Club for coming on the car, making it like it's got a sponsor on it, but really doesn't. But other than that, I think that's it. Ecstatic, excited as crazy.
Awesome. Well, looking forward to seeing you continuously running in this series. And again, congratulations on your win, man.
Thanks, guys.
All right. That was, once again, your winner, Michael Swink. We're going to go ahead and get him back in his voice channel. There we go. Gonna mess with something on here before I bring in our second place finisher. It's updating points weird on there, so I'm not going to show that. All right, let's go ahead and get Justin in here. I believe he was. Everything's kind of jumbled in here now, so gonna have to go find Justin on here.
Waiting room.
No, I'm talking about my iRacing live timing. I loaded something up when I didn't mean to, so it kind of jumbled it up a little bit. There we go. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and get him in here. He's in the waiting room. Hey, Justin, you got a copy?
7-4.
Well, we showed early in the broadcast that you were kind of far behind in the points, and so you weren't able to do much in terms of the championship standings, starting, I think, 38 points or so behind. But you were able to finish second in the race. You were able to stay consistent and win $30. How does that feel?
That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. It was a fun race. Really exciting race, too.
All right, so kind of take us through your race in terms of what you thought you were able to do on the long run and what you were going to do about those fuel runs, because we got a couple of them there.
Yeah, to me, it felt like the car it got really super tight on the long run. I think I was overdriving it quite a bit, maybe oversteering it a little too. And it just didn't want to turn near the end of the runs. And I just was trying to keep up with Fry, man. He was pretty quick, and there near the end, it just came down to fuel mileage, and I kind of noticed, that I wasn't going to make it, so I had to start pedaling it, and that's when I kind of faded back a little bit. But that's what I had to do to make it to the end.
So you and Fry are teammates, correct?
Well, no, not really. Wait, I mean,
Oh, okay. It showed you with
no,
the
yeah.
same paint scheme, so I thought maybe you were. Were you a little surprised that Fry stayed out there on lap 136 when everybody else pit?
Yeah, I kind of knew that was going to be it for him, or it was going to be hard for him to win the race doing that.
All right, you got anything for him?
Well, you had a great race there. You seemed, you say you got a little tight. You seemed a little faster than everybody else towards the end of the long run. You said it wasn't turning, but did you realize that you were turning some good lap speeds, or was everybody else just slowing down?
I don't know. I think I get in a situation where I'm oversteering the car, maybe. So I have to consciously tell myself, don't turn the wheel so hard. And sometimes the car gets better and picks up laps. Sometimes it doesn't. It's a fine line there, I think, for me, because I'm still kind of like getting used to the whole steering wheel and all that stuff. I mean, I've been doing this for 6 years, but I'm still kind of trying to figure out that fine line of, you know, turning the car perfectly or not, and oversteering the car and stuff like that.
Well, that's bad news for me. I've been doing it 4 months. I got a long ways to figure it out, don't I? You seemed like some runs in there you were doing really good on the high line. Were you catching a lot more grip up there?
I just love it up there. I mean, before they came out with this car with the less horsepower, that the Highline was the way to go. But now with this new car and the less horsepower, it's not as productive, I guess you would say. But you can still get those long runs on the backstretch. I love running up there. No, nobody else really does anymore, so I'm kind of like want to be the Pied Piper up there.
All right, so you got any shout outs you want to throw out there?
Yeah, definitely you guys for taking the time to do the broadcast and everything you guys do. I wasn't here last week, and I got to say it's more than an honor and a pleasure to be back and racing with these guys. I was in the woods hunting, so I missed it tremendously, and I'm just having a blast. I love this league and everything, Matt and Zach and everybody, all you guys. It's just fun, man. I love it.
Yeah, I appreciate it a lot. You guys out there give us something to broadcast that's a lot of fun to watch.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Not only hunting, but hunting in the middle of a hurricane.
Well, it was a tropical storm.
Oh, my bad.
I got flooded out. I'll post some pictures on Discord how bad it was. I
can't
got
wait.
pretty flooded out. So I got a 6 point. So it was a good week. So thank you, guys.
Yeah, congratulations on your second place finish. All right. We'll go ahead and now get the third place finish in here, and then we'll get Brandon Wallace in here. Hey, Kearney, you got a copy.
I got you.
Well, you're able to come out with a third place finish. We saw you throughout the race. You know, you were a lap down. You were in the lucky dog position, just trying to get your spot or get your lap back, and eventually you were able to get back and finish third. Take us through your race.
That was pretty kind of a boring race for me. After that lap 12 accident or 13 accident, I was in. I was down on horsepower, and I never got horse fully back and ever. I got all my damage repaired finally on that last caution, and was still down 40 RPM instead of the 60 where I started. So it was just kind of right around and see if I can get any luck.
So we saw that caution come out. Mike spun out after trying to pit, and wheel hopped a little bit. Were you maybe trying to stay out and catch some guys lap down and be able to stay on the same lap and pit, or did it just happen to be luck?
I noticed those guys were pitting a little early, and with me being down on horsepower, I was just riding until the very last lap, just seeing if I can catch a caution. And luckily,
Okay.
I caught a caution on that last one. But it would have been interesting to see if that would have ran out, because I was going to be good on fuel, and everybody else was going to have to pit again, because I was going to stay out for another 10 to 12 laps. So.
And I mean, finishing third, you win $15, which isn't a lot, but I mean, coming into a race, or coming out of a race, $15 richer than you came in. Can't be too bad of a thing, though.
No, not at all. Especially when I was about to throw in the towel with probably about 80 laps in, just because it was not fun just riding around down on horsepower. So I was just lucky enough to finish up here where I can at least win something. Either way, it was going to be fun running with these guys like normal.
You got anything for him, Dave?
Nothing really specific other than you ran a great race. I would have thrown in the towel myself, I think. You were back and forth and looked like you were out of it, then you were back in it, and you were passing guys. Looked like you were going to catch your lap back the old-fashioned way and pass the leader, and you made it exciting watching a lap down car. So that was cool.
Thank you. Yeah, with I was able to save tires pretty well, whether it was the horsepower or not. I ran some practice tests in different lines for tire saving, and I felt like it was going to be good for the main, but unfortunately that was not the case.
All right, you got any shout outs you want to throw out there?
Yeah, I want to thank Phantom Esports, Phantom Graphics. If you need any graphics work, go ahead and check them out on Facebook. Pavement Marking LLC, Arizona Speedway, Matt for putting on this league and series, and you guys broadcasting. I appreciate it. It's fun when I can run them.
All right. Well, congratulations on your third place finish, and looking forward to seeing more of you out on track.
Thank you.
All right, now we're going to go ahead and get Brandon Wallace in here. Hey, Brandon, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Well, man, just fell a little bit short of the championship, finishing in the 4th position. Needed, I think, 4 more spots to win it. It's unfortunate, but you had a great race. You finished 4th. Take us through your entire race.
Started off, I wasn't very fast here, and I was just going to play it safe and save tires because I figured the long runs. And then that one yellow flag, and some pitted, some didn't early on, and I pitted, and then it went long, and so I thought, well, I'll just run it till the fuel runs out, and then wheel hopped it coming into the pits and spun out, and so thought my race was done at that point.
Yeah, we were on you when you did that, but you were able to rebound and pretty good at that, finishing 4th. I know that maybe a 4th place finish isn't as good as it usually is when you're in a championship hunt, but tell us how, throughout the 7 races you were able to stay consistent and stay in the championship hunt to have a chance today.
Man, I run this not for points. It's just to run against these guys and have a good time, and how I finish is how I finish. I just want to race clean and not wreck anybody or get wrecked. So basically it's just kind of running my own race.
Hey, that's awesome to hear. You got anything for him, Dan?
Brandon, you did good tonight, man. That was an awesome race. We were on you a lot with you and Mike in the points battle, so we were checking you out. You ran a real good race, and congratulations on the 4th, and I look forward to racing you tomorrow night.
Oh, I can't wait.
All right, you got any shout-outs you want to throw out there, Brandon?
Yeah, I'll thank Matt and the league and Renewable Home Foundation for coming on for this race, and of course you guys up in the booth and watch your broadcast after the race, and man, it's just awesome. So thank you guys for what you're doing this. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate that, and again, congratulations on your 4th place finish, and yeah, as well, I'm looking forward to racing against you tomorrow night.
All right, can't wait. See you guys.
All right, have a good night. That was Brandon Wallace, who finished 2nd in the championship points. Coming up just short, but as you heard, he said he doesn't really care about the points. He's just more focused on having fun and keeping it clean out there on the track. So what's your takeaways from this race now that we are through and the season's over?
I think a lot of good guys have come in. This league has exploded. This series here is going to get more exciting next season as we've got a lot of other guys that are coming on board that want to get involved. A lot of our regulars want to jump in to the Cup now. Saturday nights is kind of a hard thing when you got relationships and families, but it's a lot of fun here, and it's a lot of reasons to race.
Yeah, that race we had 3 cautions and 14 laps under yellow, so these guys did a really good job at keeping it green. 14 laps out of 200, that's pretty awesome. So, I mean, huge shout out to all these drivers for giving us a race to put on like that. I mean, you can't ask for much more. having 186 laps green. That's a lot of fun to broadcast. And shout out to Matt Geis, like Brandon said, and a lot of these guys say. You'll hear a lot of people shout out to Brandon Geis. He puts on an awesome league, and he puts a lot of work into it. And it shows, because it's a great league. And if tonight didn't show what kind of work he puts in this league in terms of recruiting people, I don't know what will. So yeah, we're going to pull up this graphic if you are interested in joining the league and joining the fun. Currently, you see the Sunday night and Friday night series are locked up, but the Friday and Tuesday night series, along with the Thursday night sister league series, the Thunderstruck Super Series, has openings in it. But Intensity Broadcasting and here Rebels Racing Network bring you the races for this league. Sunday Night Truck Series tomorrow night at 10 o'clock is brought to you by Intensity on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. You can find us there on those 3 sites as well. The Friday Night Xfinity Series you saw last night, those start at 9. And, well, you won't see the Saturday Night Syndicate Cup Series for about 2 or 3 weeks. We'll be back about a month. I apologize. We'll be back December 15th with this series. And then December 1st, our very own Alex Veith, who also broadcasts the Friday nights, will be running that Tuesday night Dirt Invader series. Those will start at 9 o'clock at night. And like I mentioned, the Thursday night Thunderstruck Super Series, those race, like I said, on Thursday nights and are available for recruits as well. And then one more shout out to our sponsor for this race, Renewable Home Foundation. They sponsored this race, and they also had some donations for these guys to earn some money tonight. So huge shout out to them for sponsoring this race. So that was Zach Wetstein and Sam Wetstein from Charlotte Motor Speedway. We crowned a champion and a winner tonight, and we're looking forward to more of this series in a month. But we will be with you next Thursday for the Thunderstruck Super Series. So you guys have a good night, and look forward to broadcasting that next one.